Hello everyone, welcome to a new episode of my AFK video show The War. As I probably said in the last part of the video, my microphone died out. But it also happened in this episode, so this entire episode normally is without sound. Thing is, however, I'm now recording this in the post-production. I'm just adding my audio. Really, no big deal, right? It's a little bit annoying because I'm not really sure what I was thinking, what I was doing. But I do remember this actually has a very weird fight. And yeah, as you can see here, there was the trolls and all that stuff. The main issue I had with this army, probably fighting with the Uruks and the trolls. Also the general was kind of annoying, but he was not really an issue, to be honest. Also an issue with me was in this battle that I didn't have any infantry whatsoever. I mean, I have like 22 in one group and 42 in another group. That seems kinda low. Also, you might hear now think about it, you also might hear a little difference in the room I'm in, because I'm in a different room recording at the moment, so yeah. The real thing I did have in this army was cavalry. So yeah, that was kinda handy. But yeah, those trolls, this fight was weird, because I was like, doing it, well, how did you say in English? I'm not sure, but I was attacking them, and I wasn't doing it with Elrond. Was I doing this with Elrond? I don't really remember, to be honest. I do believe Elrond's going towards Barad-dûr. It's been ages, to be honest. I'm kind of guessing myself, as you guys probably are. Maybe not as, well, quality-like as I normally should want to, but so be it. Also, I'm preparing Glorfindel for war again. I'm constantly trickling a little bit amount of men. But yeah. I was thinking there to send Glorfindel to help out, if he could. Me with two armies, he probably could take it out easy.
Orders.
Because I was like fearing that I would lose that fight. But yeah, as you can see, my army is slowly marching in, so yeah, that's kinda handy, isn't it? Yeah, the thing is with the Black Gate now, at the moment in Black Gate I still can't recruit. I need like 4% more before I can recruit. I think it's 33% before I can recruit. Yeah, I think it is. I'm not sure about that. But yeah, yeah, so I was with an option. Should I attack? Should I attack enough? And I decided to attack, because if they attack me, they could just crush me inside. Which could be bad. I mean, I couldn't hold the wall up. Well, I would actually have a good chance of holding the wall. I had a lot of archers, but I couldn't have them leave. I had like 2 millions of melee.
Muster your courage, men! We march into my order!
Alright, here we are, and I actually didn't say like see you guys in the battlefield, simply because I didn't knew when we were going on the battlefield myself. I mean, it was kind of weird, and also it's very hard for me actually to figure out what I was doing. It's been actually a week since I've done this, so it's kind of hard to know what I was thinking and what I was trying to. But what I was really trying to do here, that's definitely something, was trying to move all my men as close to the gate, because I know if I stayed inside the gate, or if I stayed inside this castle, they wouldn't come for me, no matter what. I knew I had to come out, so yeah, I mean, I had to come out, so I just pulled all my men so I could move out as fast as possible. And as you can see, I'm trying to clump my men all up into the freaking small locations there, as you can see. And always skirmish mode. I keep forgetting that. It's kind of an annoying thing. Yeah, I'm just giving up and just pumping, just getting the hell I'm in. Yeah, it's very hard. That's kind of what I hate about defending sieges. Is the placement of men. It's so annoying. I mean, really, it does get fixed a little bit later in the later titles, but still kind of bad. Alright, so the main thing I had this battle is that it's and my overwhelming archer force. My archers are apparently my microphone is still working slightly. So apparently my microphone was apparently still working there slightly. But yeah, what do you know? So it's not completely dead as far as I thought. Okay. Out over here, as you can see, still with that, so let's bring some dots out over here. It's kind of annoying. Not moving. One of them is not moving at all. These two. Kind of weird, isn't it? But I can actually use it to advantage because the enemy can't come from here. So this little bit of a small barrier. Oh yeah, I was talking there that I was gonna use that house a little bit to do, that I couldn't get flanked there. Although it also would weaken my flank capability because it was actually, you know, stopping my cavalry to run through there. So it's kind of annoying. It's actually a double-edged sword, isn't it? You you negate the enemy from flanking, but you also are negated yourself from flanking. From that direction, of course, you still have the other direction, which is a huge area. No big deal. So yeah, apparently my thing is still working slightly. You will be hearing that because I could filter it out, but it would take a lot of time because I'm like recording this audio and it's also recording this back over, so it's kind of annoying. I could filter it out, but we'll see. Probably won't because I'm probably lazy for that. Yeah, the thing is like I want my army, I want them to come to me because I was thinking like, wait, I'm outside the gate, come for me, man, come on, come for me. But they didn't decide to do that at all. They decided to come for me eventually, but it's like kind of weird. So I was like, okay, normally when I want to do this and pull them out, pull them towards me, I just charge into them like one charge and get the hell out of there as soon as possible. Do a slight amount of damage and just try to get them to move towards me. I'm trying to do that, as you will see, and this charge will do actually fairly amount of damage. You wouldn't think it actually would do that much, but it actually does impressive amount of damage. It's kind of impressive. Even I was surprised about it, to be honest. I do remember that. Well, I'm not sure why I rallied there, but just to be for good measure, right? I mean, you'll soon see that there's a charge. I think it's about 6% that dies. I mean, you're gonna see it later. As you can see, the orc raiders here, and that charge was fairly good, as you can see. But the other charge on the left is even better, as you can see that. It's ridiculous. So I'm moving them both out now. And also on the other side, moving them out. As you can see, it actually did a fair amount of damage. I think it's 6% dead in one charge. Oh no, 11. There we go. It was even more efficient than I thought. Wow. But yeah. 11%, that's actually a very good trade. But as you can see, they're still not moving towards me. The trolls are like, tempting to move towards me, but it was kind of weird. I mean, yeah, as you can see, wow, that's actually a lot of dead orcs. Wow, they were, they were like reforming constantly. And then I had the idea to just bring these two to the general because I was thinking like if they're gonna stand there all the time, we could just kill their general. And I decided to go there, which is kind of good. But these two, I decided to recharge into them because they did so well the first time, so they probably could do it the second time, right? Yeah. Well, it was a thought. I'm not sure it was gonna work, and I don't think it actually does work. I mean, that charge probably was a one-time deal, which was kind of annoying. And the main problem still in this army of the enemy is the trolls. I mean, they haven't been scratched yet, and they do some fair amount of damage to me as well later on. To be honest. Okay, these guys charge in. I think they do fine this one as well. I'm not sure. Yeah, that was fairly fine. As you can see, that was actually a fair amount of damage. Definitely that guy. This one, a little bit less. But, like you see, that one with 19, he did a little bit less on the Orc Maulers. The Orc Maulers apparently are more resilient to charging than Orc Raiders. I think Orc Raiders are also lesser tier of unit than the Mauls. I think Mauls are a little bit higher. I'm not sure. I don't think Raiders are light infantry, and Mauls are heavy infantry. I think maybe that's the reason of it. But you can see the army of the enemy is just nothing yet. It was actually very weird. It was like, I know why it is now. The main reason is why the army is not coming for me is because I'm way too close to the wall. They do not trust me. They think, the AI thinks that I'm gonna go back into the wall, meaning they're gonna stand there and doing nothing. And I can just move around with half my army without them even caring. As you can see, my cavalry is just there. They're doing nothing to it. They're not even moving towards it. They're not even thinking about it. It's kind of, well, good in my case. I mean, they're just gonna sit there and get slaughtered. This charge is fairly efficient, I do believe. But I do have to watch out with this charge because it's actually a very dangerous charge. Because as you can see, it didn't actually do that much. Well, it came out 40 of them, but the general is not, well, the general was my idea. I mean, I was trying to go into the side of the general so I could one-shot the general maybe, but he decided to be a lot more resilient than I would expect at first. He's a lot more resilient than I expected at first. I do remember that. He actually lasts a decent amount. And now I'm gonna try with Eldon here to try and do it again. Well, the army's just standing there. it's kind of I'm actually exploiting this fight all the way. I mean, really, there's no way I can. Now they're moving back, as you can see. As you can see, the general is still alive. You saw the general. He just like run through it as well. He's like, actually, he was like jumping in front. But now the bodyguard is weakened, but it's still not weak. They actually do a lot of damage, those guys. And the Uruks later on will come after my cavalry, which is kind of annoying. Now I'm trying to move up my catapult in order to there, my mic started to work a little bit there. It's annoying. But yeah, I'm moving up my army slightly so I can start firing at them. So yeah, because I mean, like, I started to move slightly just so I could fire them. Because I mean, I would get them up big time. I would get like when I decided to move up completely, I killed like 20% of their men already. So yeah. However, the trolls are still there, so we do have to keep it in mind. The trolls are still there. Now I decided to split my cavalry in two sides, and I was gonna sandwich attack the general from two sides, and do massive runs. That actually this is a lot more efficient than the previous charges, I do believe. Although they have been weakened, so that's also the real reason why it's more efficient. Like 60% of the men are dead. I thought it was 20 already. I'm not sure of that. So my archers are not firing yet, but I'm moving them up a little bit further now. And I think after this they will be firing. Yeah, as you can see, this charge was a lot more efficient, as you can see. It still didn't kill the general. The general was very resilient in this. I mean, I was actually surprised he survived that long. It was a normal orc general. It wasn't really that tough of a guy. But, yeah. And the enemy is still not assigned to do anything. The enemy eventually does decide to come for me, but they really do some weird decisions. Like, as you can see, they're just standing there, and I'm like redirecting on the spearmen and such, so the guys that can actually harm my cavalry the most. So yeah, I mean, the orc raiders are useless. So yeah, so now I'm gonna do the splitting tactic again. Take them from two sides. And I do believe the general actually still lives. Oh no, now the enemy starts to move up and starts to keep my cavalry busy. This is kind of a delaying of my killing of the general, but yeah, I was like, no, if I go there, I'm gonna get cornered, I'm gonna get killed. So yeah, now they're trying to move up, and I'm now gonna focus fire. I mean, they're moving up toward me, trying to kill me. I was like, okay, now the fight's gonna start. I'm like, okay, it's about time. I had some free kills, and I was like, okay, now I'm ready for the fight and see what will happen, right? Which is kind of nice, isn't it? Oh yeah, and the catapult still did not do anything useful. What a surprise, right? And now I'm gonna try and use my cavalry and get them from the side here. I remember that as well. There we go. Now, I was gonna go for the general, because I wanted the general. I didn't care about the rest, I just wanted the general. The general dies, the rest will break. Now the general does get hit very hard here. Again, thank God. But he's still not dead. I mean, he still is alive. He was a very stubborn guy, and I'm trying to get away from these raiders. Even though raiders are useless, pretty much, they still could do some damage. And now, as you can see, everyone was charging toward me, but now suddenly they all ran back. Which they'll be doing a couple of times. And every time they do that, they lose more and more men. As you can see, the little red bar is getting more and more to the right. It's getting more and more in my favor. Which is, yeah, you know. The trolls are still there. The trolls still haven't done anything. They haven't even been touched. They haven't done anything, you know. And now I'm trying to go for the maulers, which I think was fairly efficient. I'm not sure how well the maulers survived that. And my line is a total mess. Really, what happened to my line? Holy crap. Now they're charging in to me again, so I'm checking this charge. I believe this charge wasn't that efficient. I mean, I lose more men almost than they do. Just kind of, yeah, as you can see, oh, Aladdin. Actually, Aladdin was weaker than I thought. Whoa, he was getting crushed. Now the trolls are deciding. No, the trolls do not decide to do anything. Eventually the trolls do decide to do something, although it would be very not much. Now they're doing it for the second time they're moving in, which this time they get closer to my ranks. That's true, but as you can see, like one of their raiders is trying to go for my cavalry. As you can see, I'm trying to go again for two sides. I'm killing that guy, and I'm trying to get no. As you can see, the raiders are useless against cavalry. They are just useless. Probably because they're light infantry. Light infantry is not really that efficient against cavalry. Except, well, in certain games, light infantry is very good. So, there we go. One of the trolls suddenly died. I don't think what killed the troll, but I do think it was one of the catapult shots. And as you can see now, yeah. The enemy is retreating once more. And I think I have now killed like 30% of their men already. I mean, they lost quite a few men already. And they still haven't even clashed my lines. And you guys might be saying, okay, this is exploiting, this is not fair to watch. I mean, I'm outside my wall, they should be coming towards me. I mean, it's not my fault the AI's being a total idiot. I mean, the AI should know I'm not gonna run back into the, well, actually I could, but that would be delaying the fight. I mean, I could wait till the timer's off. I could definitely do that, but what would I gain from it? I would be defeated. So, what would I gain from it? I would be defeated, so what's the gain, right? So, they keep performing the lines, you can see, which is, you know, they're delaying me a little bit with their bits. Now, I do think the general dies now. I'm not certain, but yeah, there he goes.
The enemy general lies dead.
After so many charges, how the hell does he keep living? Now, I'm trying to get my cavalry out of there because, as you can see, they do now start reacting to my charges, although it be slightly. But now my men they decide not to run away. They decide to actually fight for a little bit, which is annoying. But yeah, it was raiders. I wasn't really too much worried about that. As you can see there, Aladdin and El here are pretty bloodied up. You could see the one with the cloak. It was almost a purple. It was the blue cloak with a lot of red on it. It wasn't much blue on it anymore. A lot of red. 35% of men are dead. That's kind of nice. I mean, I'm still raining hell upon them. There's orc bodies everywhere, literally. I mean, if you look at the map, there's bodies everywhere. Literally and indeed. And now the orc raiders decide like, okay, orc raiders are useless. I'm charging it straight into them. I mean, screw orc raiders. But then I saw like, no, they're pulling back. Nope, I'll be going for those orc raiders. But then I realized they're the trolls there, so no, we will not be going for those either. Right? Because if the trolls decide to charge back, I would be totally screwed. So I decided to charge it, which was fairly efficient, as you can see. Now getting extra reinforcing on the charge, which does actually a fair amount of damage, as you can see. The orc mauls have been weakened there, and we are probably now around, I think, 40%? Yeah, 39, so not really that far. We're killing stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's still raining hell upon them, and they still haven't even gotten close to me. And you should see the trolls. The trolls are keep moving back and forward, as the entire army. It's like they don't know what to decide. I mean, they lost their general. I mean, they probably lost leadership, but come on. And as you can see, my archers are about halfway through their ammunition. So, I mean, I can't keep up the archer fire forever. Eventually, I'll be out of it. Probably should have spent a little bit more. That's probably my main issue with this fight. I probably should have spent my archer's fire a little bit more conservatively. Well, I should have conserved my archer fire a little bit more on the valuable units than I did at the moment, but it didn't really matter much. So I'm trying to go for the orc raiders here, which are going solo after my cavalry. Yeah, that didn't go well for them, that's for sure. And the orc mauls are getting lesser and less. These spearmen are dead. I mean, they'll break as soon as they get to attack. They'll break. They still have a lot of fresh units, as you can see. They have like a lot of units, and they still have the trolls. But 45% of their men are dead, so they are getting lesser and lesser every second. They are losing men, and now I'm trying to keep getting those trolls, but I can't even hit them. So I'm trying to get them in range because the trolls would just devastate my line, as you know. Now I'm like, trolls still not here. So I'm just keeping an eye on them. Now you see the raiders here, they're just getting crushed. I think they'll break here, to be honest. They're shaken, wavering. Yeah, they're broken. So they're broken. So I started to clean them up because I mean, if they could come back, I mean, it's actually killing on the killing field. So I'm still firing. I'm trying to fire at the halbertmen. I mean, I'm trying to fire at their group that oh, actually my catapult hit something there. Nice. I'm trying to fire at the halbertmen just because those are the nastiest. And I just realized here that my army was trying to, well, they were routing into their own army, which is kind of weird. But you know. Yeah, so yeah,
Only
these
half the enemy
walls
force
are broken
remains.
as well. As you can see, they are starting to break, and the trolls actually are deciding to move forward, which is kind of impressive. Eventually, they decided to move forward, so I decided to direct all my archers around there, as you can see. Although what is left of it, I mean, most of my ammunition as well, and then with my infantry there, because my infantry was the only thing that could probably fight those trolls before they destroyed my entire line. So I'm trying to redirect my cavalry here just so they don't get caught off and, well, killed. So the trolls are here, and the trolls now decide to do something really weird. I mean, they charge into the line, crushing my infantry, what is left of it, of course. And now they decide to do something really weird. They decide to run away, and in the meantime, while they're running away, my archers and my melee guys were just hitting the trolls in the back. They were just stabbing them in the feet, I guess. I'm not sure what they were stabbing, but probably in the ass, I guess. But yeah, they were just stabbing, and as you can see, 8 of them are dead, and just slowly moving back and being pretty much large as you can see, now they're just being large practice dummies for my archers. I mean, that's about it. Now I'm trying to keep routing them. Trying to get them while they're moving back. While they turn their back to me. I mean, they're weak, right? So I'm trying to get these routing units as much as possible. But those guys won't come back. Those guys, well, 34, maybe they'll come back. So, okay, these guys, as you can see, my cavalry now is out of position here. As you can see, I didn't pay attention to it. I probably should charge through. It would have been more safe at a certain point, but yeah, you know, the last troll here is like one guy. He does fairly well for one troll. He kills like 2 or 3 of my elves before he dies, and there he's dead. You see, he got like 2 or 3 units elves to charge, but I mean, it could have been worse. I mean, they're trolls for God's sake. So I'm trying to pick off their main big units that are still left. Like they still have they're actually elite units. They're Uruks. The Uruks are the only thing that they still have left. So I mean, I decided to start firing at them as much as I still could because my arrows were about to run out. But yeah, I mean, the armies of the enemy still didn't decide to attack me. If they would actually just decide to attack me straight on, I probably would have lost. But I was trying to, you know, not really trying to do this. I was trying to play a little bit with the gate and actually force them to retreat, and my archers had more time to fire. So yeah. And now I started realizing my catapult's actually firing very close to my cavalry. It's like, maybe I should move them back away from there. Who knows? My line is still a mess, as usual. Nothing new there, right? And they still have a fair amount of men. They still are probably about 1,000 to 1,500 orcs on the field. I mean, there are quite a few orcs still left, and many of them are still orcs. I mean, they aren't just weak units. I mean, the halberds are pretty good. Well, to what I have at the moment. These Moors, I decided, well, I was hoping for them to break, which they did, as you can see. But I couldn't really charge them now, because, I mean, as you can see, there's an army there's about 2 or 3 units waiting for me there. So, yeah. However, that catapult did something. It hits a few of them, as you can see. It hit and crushed a few skulls. So I decided to go in the back here, see what it does. I didn't want to go to the other side in the back because the catapult was shooting there, so it was kind of dangerous. 60% of the men dead, and I only lost 8%. And most of my losses were my cavalry. As you can see, my cavalry is getting weaker, so I mean I can't keep doing what my cavalry is doing. I eventually will have to stop that because I'm losing quite a bit. But the enemy still has quite a few units, like they have a full unit of Uruks still left, not even scratched, so those could still have been a problem. Luckily they were not an issue. Like as you can see here, the enemy is so scattered, even the one unit was so scattered, like when I was charging at them, which I was well, wanted them to do. They actually got stuck on a few units, which was kind of annoying. But those units didn't have any chance, so it was kind of a win-loss situation, so to speak. Now my arrows start to run out, but the enemy, I mean, it looks like, I'm running out of arrows. My cavalry is gone, so I have to do something eventually, because I can't keep this up, can I? So most of them are decided to rout, as you can see here. I mean, most of their, well, if I look at their side, most of their right flank is completely gone. So they only have the left, which was the most elite flank anyway. My catapult not doing anything useful there, which was their elite flank. But yeah, now they decided to come back, although it was raiders. But the Uruks were there, so I didn't want to charge to them because the Uruks would support them. So I decided to charge these more. So I decided to go for the malls. I was thinking like maybe you should go for the no, I decided to go for the cavalryman and attack him in the back, which I think was actually fairly efficient. I mean, halbertmen are not really good in the back. So then I saw that, I do remember that. So I decided like, okay, catapult, you can stop now. You've done your work, screw you. You're not gonna fight anymore. So I decided to go away. Now, due to me redirecting my catapult, I did lose a lot of my cavalry here, as you can see. My cavalry did clash with the halbertmen into straight combat, which they just horribly got lost. Now my men keep trying to go to the halbertmen, as you can see, they're not really moving fast away from there. They are being, there's like they're taunting them, like, come and get us. It wasn't really smart of them, in my opinion. So those cavalry guys are almost completely out. So I'm trying to fire whatever arrows I've left, which isn't much anymore, but I'm trying to do as much as I can, right? So these guys are now getting charged at as well. The enemy army is completely scattered, which is, good for my part. And the halbertmen are trying to get to me. The halbertmen are kind of doing something weird, so I'm trying to go with my infantry. My infantry could take them out, but I also have these infantry to pick up, so I have to do maybe one last hit with my catapult. I mean, one good catapult shot could do a lot of damage. I didn't get that lucky, so enough. The halbertman has clashed with my infantry. My infantry is doing very fine actually against that. Halbertmen are really weak against swordsmen. I mean, seems kind of logical, really. Because halberd, well, halberd is a very good weapon. Actually, halberd is a very efficient weapon because you have distance. However, if you're in close combat, halberd is not really that useful. The enemy still decides to move back somehow, and I think that actually, yeah, that affects these halbertmen. These halbertmen should have been cleaned up. As you can see, my infantry still, well, I was gonna say they're still holding strong, but they're not really holding strong, do they? I mean, what are they? In total, I have 50 infantrymen. That is not much. So I'm trying to go for these guys from 83 Orgrims. I believe those guys actually routed before, so it's kind of, I mean, they should break. They should break. It's kind of weird. And this battle is longer than I remember. This battle is actually extremely long. Wow. So these guys are broken, as I pretty much predicted. And yeah, the enemy still has a few units left. They have a couple of Orc Raiders, they have a couple of Uruks left. Actually, most of the part is Uruks and yeah, Uruks and two Uruks and one Orcman and one Raider. That's all they have left. And maybe one Halbertman, I'm not sure. So the guys are cheering here, thinking they've won. Not yet. Not yet, guys. Not yet. So I decided, like, what can I do now? I mean, that's all, like, not cavalry, efficient to be charging in there, so I decided to do something, because I have to do something. I mean, what can I do? So they decided to come for me once more, try number 15, I think, now, but I can't really charge it now, because my cavalry is insufficient, and, I mean, they have mighty big units, so I decided to go all in with my cavalry and see what I could do. I did try one more time, I believe. And as you can see, the enemy is just ignoring me while I'm cutting them up. So these Urks are just getting crushed, yeah. These guys were getting... no, actually no, they didn't waver. They wavered around it, but they did take a lot of damage, as you can see. But my cavalry tried to charge to them, as you can see, instead of going to the side, and took horrible losses. And now they decided to do it again. With reason.
Something changes in the course of battle. The
now,
defeat seems almost
the enemy
certain.
generals fall. I was like, wait. When he said that, I was like, wait, did one of my generals die? I was like, what? But no, he didn't. Thank God for that. And he's like, wow. So it's time to go with my infantry. I mean, like, my infantry was thinking, like, my infantry is gonna have a lot of issues when he has to fight through that. So I decided, like, no, maybe I shouldn't charge in there. And I decided to bring in
pretty
the
good in infantry.
well, now I actually was going to say, like, you know, I was going to bring in the Northern Warriors. And I was probably saying there, they were pretty good in infantry. My microphone started working there again. So yeah, Northern Warriors are pretty good in infantry, so they could reinforcements like 100 extra men that I would have gotten into the melee fight, which would have been enough to clean it. However, I later on decided to do something, which may be orthodox, well, unorthodox. I mean, can I say that? Unorthodox? I mean, unusual. I'll just say that. I'll just say unusual. Um, yeah, just say unusual. And I decided to just go in with everything. I'm not sure when I do that. I'll do it soon though, because I mean, the battle is about to end. I mean, this battle can't keep going on. This battle has been going on for about, what, 25 minutes? So I decided I'll just overwhelm them, because they lost their general. I mean, they've lost their general, they have been shot up, they've lost most of their men, and I mean, what are they gonna do? They're gonna probably break as soon as I charge them. So, but I didn't decide to charge them like head on. I decided to do something else, like maybe fire my cannonball slightly, like maybe get my cannonball there as well, get a good shot off still. But I decided to take them from the sides, you know, slightly on the side, as you can see, because I was going to try them in the side and also in the front, so they could break. As you can see, now I'm trying to go for one unit and make it instantly break. Now I'm just charging straight in, and now they're fine, but I'm not trying to get my men to surround it, but it's very hard. I mean, I'm just trying to overrun them, which is a fairly good tactic against orcs. If you have the superior numbers, just overrun them, they'll run away. They're not trying to run away from the start, as you can see, but as soon as I get from the side, they'll just break. You can see the orcs, they're just, you know, they're not having a fun day, as you can see. My infantry is actually not the ones fighting, so I'm trying to get my infantry also from the flank.
The battle seems to be swinging in our favour.
These orcs
From such tidings does victory
now they
emerge.
break. Now this guy's broken as well. So my infantry is just one. So I'm trying to go with my cavalry and take them out. I just overrun them, just by sheer number, break them. So I'm trying to get a good fight off, but as you can see, like 200 to 300 men just ran away. It's kind of nice. I'm trying to get with my cavalry there, but as you can see, there's some helpermen, spearmen, and maulers. I mean, they have one unit left. I mean, in total they have 2 units, 4 units left. But they decided to move back. I mean, retreat. So I decided, like, maybe I should go through. And yeah, as you can see, I just decided to go through, and they didn't. They broke again, as you can see. Now the enemy's, I think, trying to intercept, but nah, no, they didn't actually. So this guy did get hit by the
battle is very much in our favour. Victory will be ours.
The padding brought him straight to the helmet, which wasn't good for me, but he didn't die, so that was a good thing about it, right? But I just decided to bring my cavalry over there, just so I could go after the routing units, as you can see. Now, I mean, I think I didn't bring Elo here in the fight anymore, simply because, I mean, 4 men is low. So I decided to do it again with all my units, and go straight into the front. I mean, just go straight for it. I mean, they're spread thin, they are on the move. As you can see, the Uruks here, the last main unit, they're on the move. So I'm trying to attack it from now, again, I think 3 sides? Yeah, I'm gonna bring them to 3 sides. It's actually very hard to split my army here. So I just try to do a bit like that. I mean, last time I did lose a lot of men to my splitting, being inefficient, but now I think I lose less men from the splitting. So I'm trying to move my men through so they don't get locked in combat. As you can see, some of them do get locked in combat. So I try to surround them from, I think, at 2 sides. I mean, my infantry actually broke them there, which is also impressive. As you can see, my infantry is just breaking them. And now the last remaining group
Behold
is dead.
how our cowardly foe runs. It's time to press the attack.
So yeah, now it's just me charging down my enemy. I mean, it was a very real battle about it. Actually, it was a very, very real battle. As you could see, I mean, the enemy didn't do anything. You could say it might be an exploiting. I mean, if you say it's exploding, okay, I'll agree with you. It's exploding. I mean, yeah, it's probably exploding this. I mean, I wasn't even intending to do this. I was like, why is this going on? Why did it not attack me? I'm outside my wall, ain't I? I mean, I was out of the wall in the end pretty far. They still didn't decide to attack me. I mean, it's their problem if they don't decide to attack me. I mean, it's true. It's true. I was the one attacking them out of the gate, but I mean, why would I, you know? So it's their own fault. It's the eye's fault. But yeah,
The enemy are utterly
as you can see
vanquished.
here, the statistics
This
are
is a
kinda
great
brutal.
victory worthy of
Very,
only
very
the
brutal.
mightiest of
I mean,
generals.
I killed 3,289 orcs while only losing 117. Now, I'm not sure who did the most killing. I do believe my generals did the most. I mean, at the start, 11% from the start. As you can see, 289 from Eldon, actually. 499 from Elo here. The main general is always on top. The second best general is always on the one on the second. So Elo here is probably the second best, and Eldon is my main general, so he's the best, as you can see. I mean, they did a lot of killing with the two of them. And as you can see, everyone did pretty good. I mean, my sword can be like 3, but one of them is probably a troll, so I mean that counts for 100 orcs. That's pretty good. Well, my other swordman did killed 15, probably some troll in there as well. Well, hope you guys enjoyed it. Please come subscribe and see you guys next time. I am sorry for this. Well, I am sorry that this was like, you know, postponing and post-processing, well, in the post-production that I had this. I mean, it also is weird for me to comment about this because I'm like, oh, wait, what am I doing? What am I thinking? What am I doing? Why am I doing this actual, why am I doing this actual decision? Why am I doing this? Why am I, moving in those men? Why am I moving that? And it just feels weird just talking like now. I don't know what to say. That's the main issue. So I'm just saying something. I did try to, and I mean, next episode is probably fine. This episode is the only episode that will have this, I hope. I mean, I sure hope that happen again. I am sorry if you guys have found this annoying. I also found it annoying to a certain degree, because I'm not sure what to talk about, simply because it's been too long. I didn't realize it until I recorded this and actually saved behind it. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please come and subscribe, and see you guys next time. See you then.